Hello students, this is the continuation of the previous video. In the previous video, we learnt about Bindusar and Emperor Ashoka. Now continue, so page number 30. Ashoka as an apostle. Apostle means ईश्वर का भेजा हुआ दूत. Ashoka traveled to the Buddhist pilgrimages across the country. He propagated Buddhism during this yatra. Ashoka drew inscriptions from teachings of Gautam Buddha and showed the path of Dhamma to his people. So Ashoka he traveled to Buddhist pilgrimages. उसने यात्रा की pilgrimages उसने यात्रा की across the country पूरे देश में. He propagated Buddhism during his yatra. Propagated means उसने प्रचार किया बुद्धिस्ट रिलीजन का. He drew inspiration from teachings of Gautam Buddha and he taught people how to follow the path of Dharma. And this inspiration, prerna, he got from the teachings of Buddha. He engraved inscription and pillar articles at various places in his empire. And in his empire, अपने शासन के दौरान, he engraved inscription, शिलालेख and pillar, खंबे पे, articles at various places. To solve the problems of that time, Ashoka set up a religious department, and those who had any problem, a religious department, Dharmik Vibhag, was established by Ashoka. Dhamma Mahapatra, appointed as the head of this department, propagated Buddhism among the people and worked to raise their moral standard. Then a person named Dhamma Mahapatra was appointed as the head of the department, and this person he spread the Buddhism among the people and also worked hard to raise their moral standard. Moral standard means उनका नैतिक स्तर ऊंचा लाने के लिए मेहनत की. Ashoka banned hunting in his state to stop animal violence. He emphasized the promotion of the principles of love, compassion, kindness, non-violence, virtue, etc. Along with the sermons, some useful sayings were also engraved in the inscription. Then what other thing Ashoka did? He put ban on hunting animals, stop animal violence. So पशुओं का शिकार पर प्रतिबंध लगाया, stop animal hunting, and he put more stress, emphasis means he put more stress, बहुत ज़्यादा भर दिया किसके ऊपर? On the promotion of principles. Principle of what? Of love, that is प्रेम, compassion, दया, kindness, दयालुता, non-violence, अहिंसा, virtue, गुण. So he put emphasis on all this. Along with the sermons, useful sayings were also engraved on the inscription. Then he also inscribed some good and useful saying on the inscription, on the Silalekh. And what were the inscriptions or the message were given to the people by Ashoka? So now page number 31. Obey your parents. Respect the elders. Do not kill the animals. Spend as little as possible. Serve the Guru. To be kind to women and servants. To give donations to Brahmins and monks. Respect and try to understand principles of other religions. So these were the messages which were given to the people by Ashoka. In the year 251 BC, Ashoka convened third Buddhist conference in Moggalliputta in Patliputra. The objective of this conference was to establish religious unity for removing religious differences which had raised. Then in the year 251 BC, Ashoka held the third Buddhist conference. Where was it held? In Mogliputta in Patliputra. And what was the aim? क्या कारण था? क्या उद्देश्य था? The main aim of this conference was to establish religious unity, धार्मिक एकता. सब धर्म में यूनिटी होनी चाहिए. To remove religious differences, जो रिलीजन में धर्म में भेदभाव है उसको दूर करने का. Ashoka propagated Buddhism in Indian states of Kashmir, Gandhar, Chola, Pandya and Kerala. Then what else he did? To propagate Buddhism, बुद्ध धर्म का प्रचार करने के लिए in the different states of India. And which were the states? Kashmir, Gandhar, Chola, Pandya and Kerala. In all these states he propagated Buddhist religion. Emperor Ashoka sent missionary boats to Myanmar, Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka, Syria, Egypt, Macedonia, etc. Then he also sent some missionaries to all these places for spreading Buddhism. Ashoka sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra to Ceylon to preach Buddhism. Then he also sent his son Mahendra, उसका लड़का था, और उसकी लड़की डॉटर संघमित्र टू सीलोन टू प्रोपगेट बुद्धिज़्म, बुद्ध धर्म का प्रचार करने के लिए अपने बेटे और बेटी को भी उसने भेजा. Thus during his reign, Ashoka granted royalty to Buddhism. In addition to preachings, Ashoka also performed public welfare work. He arranged for treatment of human and animals. He got wells dug, planted trees, built roads and built restrooms. Then during his rule, he also granted royalty to Buddhism, दान प्रदान किया बुद्धिज़्म को. And over and above his preachings, he also performed public welfare work, that is लोक कल्याणकारी कार्य. And he arranged for the treatment of human and animals. Human beings और animals के लिए जो treatment के उसकी व्यवस्था की. He got wells dug, कुएं खुदवाए, planted trees, झाड़ लगवाए, built roads and restroom, आराम गृह बंधवाए. Because of his qualities and deeds, Ashoka is regarded as one of the greatest rulers in the history. And due to these qualities, इन गुणों के कारण, he did all this work for the welfare of the people. He is regarded as the greatest ruler in the history. सबसे बड़ा राजा था history में. He died in 232 BC and he ruled for 36 years. तो 232 BC में उसकी मौत हो गई and he ruled for 36 years. Administration of Mauryan era. Chandragupta Maurya established a large empire. It was expanded by Emperor Ashoka, Chandragupta's chief minister and sharp politician Vishnugupta, Chanakya, Kautilya. Divided large Mauryan empire for well-organized administration. During this time, there were 3 sections of the administration. So Chandragupta Maurya, he established a large empire, बहुत बड़ा साम्राज्य उसने स्थापित किया. And it was expanded by Emperor Ashoka. आगे किसने बढ़ाया? Emperor Ashoka ने. This large Mauryan emperor was divided for well-organized administration. Now the empire was very big, बहुत बड़ा साम्राज्य था. तो for administration, उसको कामकाज के लिए it was divided into parts. And who divided it? It was divided by Chandragupta's chief minister and sharp politician Vishnugupta, Chanakya, Kautilya. शार्प पॉलिटिशियन यानी राजनीतिज्ञ, क्लेवर politician. He divided it into section. And into how many section it was divided? It was divided into 3 section. Now turn your page, page number 32. Now on page number 32, it is given that administration of Maurya age and the 3 sections. First is central, second is provincial, and third is regional or local. Now the first, central administration system. Emperor was at the center of the administration. He was head of administrative, military, and judicial department of the empire. His position was hereditary. Patliputra and areas around it were under direct control of the emperor. He managed administration with the help of ministers and higher officials. Chanakya has told about 18 departments out of which main department and their heads are as follows. So now emperor यानी जो राजा था was at the center of the administration. वो कामकाज के बीच में था राजा. He was the head of the administrative, military and judicial department. So there were 3 departments and this emperor जो राजा था वो उसका head था. And which were the 3 department? Administrative जो कामकाज का department था, military, and the third was judicial, that is न्याय विभाग. So all these 3 departments, the head was the emperor. His position was hereditary. Hereditary means उसको राजा था, राजा के मरने के बाद उसका बेटा, वो मरने के बाद उसका बेटा, उसके बाद उसका बेटा. That is called hereditary. The areas around the Patliputra and Patliputra were under the direct control of the emperor. And all these areas जो प्रदेश थे were under the control of the emperor, राजा के control में थे. The emperor managed administration work with the help of the ministers and high officials. And the work which was carried out, that was done with the help of ministers and higher officials. Chanakya told about 18 departments. 18 departments की बात की है. Among them, the main department were 6, which are given in the table below, and who was their head is also mentioned. The first department is agriculture department, military department, judicial department, trade department, office repository, and revenue department. And their head names are given by the side. Then the second is provincial administrative system. The huge Mauryan Empire was divided into 5 sections. So now the Mauryan Empire was very big and it was divided into 5 sections. Head of the province was the governor. उसका जो head था each province का, that was governor. Usually the prince was appointed at this post. जो राजकुमार होता था वो उस पोस्ट पर अपॉइंट होता था, उसकी नियुक्त होती थी. Governor's task in this province was to maintain peace and security, collect revenue, to get the orders of the king obeyed, and keeping the emperor constantly aware of the events taking place in the province. And what was the work of the governor? The work of the governor was that to maintain peace and security, सुरक्षा और शांति, collect revenue, कर की वसूली करने का, and to get the orders of the king obeyed, राजा जो बात बताते हैं वो आदेश देते हैं उसको मानने का, and keep the emperor constantly aware of the events taking place in the province and whatever work is going on, वहाँ की सब गतिविधियाँ जो काम हो रहा था उसके बारे में जानकारी देना. Then next is regional administration. For the sake of administrative ease, any province was divided into district, local and storage, taluka. So for the sake of administrative cases, कोई भी administration के कामकाज के लिए the province was divided into district, local and storage, taluka. District officer worked at the district level, while officer of province was called provincial. The smallest unit of administration was the village. Its head was called Gramani. Gramani used to run the administration of the village with the help of the elected members of the village. So, to make for the sake of administrative easy, to make the administration work easier, कामकाज का काम हल्का easy करने के लिए the province was divided into department, and the department were district, local and storage, taluka. Then the officer who worked at district level was called district officer, while the officer at provincial level was called provincial. अलग अलग लेवल पे जो ऑफिसर थे उन लोगों को अलग अलग नाम दिया गया था. द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट, एकदम छोटा एकम था, ऑफ दिस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वॉज विलेज, वो एक गांव था. द हेड ऑफ इट वॉज कॉल्ड ग्रामनी. सो द हेड ऑफ दिस स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट विच वॉज नोन एज विलेज वॉज ग्रामनी, एंड दिस ग्रामनी रन द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ द विलेज. वो सब विलेज का कामकाज करता था. एंड किसकी मदद से? विद द हेल्प ऑफ इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ विलेज. सक्सेसर ऑफ एम्परर अशोका एंड फॉल ऑफ मौर्यन एम्परर. Regarding Emperor Ashoka's successor, we find different information in Brahmin, Jain and Buddhist texts. According to the information given in Puranas, total 9 to 10 kings of Mauryan dynasty ruled for 137 years. Taking advantage of the impoverished rule of last king of Maurya dynasty, that is Brihadartha, his general Pushyamitra killed him on the pretext of watching military drill. Thus, in 185 BC, Pushyamitra Sung established Sung dynasty on the throne of Magad, and Mauryan dynasty came to an end. So now we get information regarding Emperor Ashoka's successor, and उसके बाद कौन आया उसकी जानकारी कहाँ से मिलती है? इन ब्राह्मीण, जैन एंड बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट. From the information given in the Puranas, 9 to 10 kings of Maurya dynasty ruled for 137 years. So 137 years के लिए 9 to 10 kings ने मौर्यन ने राज किया. Taking the advantage of the impoverished rule of last king, that is दरिद्र अवस्था का फ़ायदा उठा के बृहदाता हिज जनरल, बृहदाता जो था उसकी हालत की अवस्था का फ़ायदा उठा के दिस जनरल पुष्यमित्र किल्ड हिम, उसने मार दिया उसको, ऑन द प्रीटेक्स्ट ऑफ वॉचिंग द मिलिटरी ड्रिल. एंड लाइक दिस in 185 BC, Pushyamitra Sung established Sung dynasty, and after killing Brihadatta, this Pushyamitra Sung, he established the Sung dynasty. So like this, he brought an end to the Magad empire and brought an end to the Maurya dynasty. So students, here we have completed this chapter. Now for homework, we have to write answers of MCQ, blanks, true or false, and match the column in your workbook.